just think it's so important that, I mean, from so many levels, but even just when you think about us as individual human beings who want to have a good life, you know, it's so important that whatever we do in our day-to-day life is something that we absolutely love, that feels like we're fulfilling a purpose that's really important to us, that allows us to share our unique gifts with the world. And that's, a lot of people do that through entrepreneurship. I mean, I think that's maybe the easiest way to do that, you know, because you can kind of create this piece of art that is your business. And then I see so many people who, when they want to grow their business or they need some funding to kind of take it to the next level or to be able to, you know, get to the break-even point, unfortunately they raise money in a way that can really shift what their business is all about, and they may find themselves really unhappy in their business because maybe they're asked by their investors to make, you know, to sacrifice what's important to them, or maybe their investors insist that they, you know, have to meet really unrealistic milestones, so they end up working like 120 hours a week and they don't have time to do the things they love, you know. So that's one level where it's so important to stay true to your goals and values no matter what. Another level is just that the world needs businesses that are values driven, that care about more than just making as much money as quickly as possible. And so many people want to have businesses like that. So if we, you know, if people think that the only way they can get investment dollars or grow their business is to give up on their values or, you know, put those as a secondary thing, then the world isn't going to get what it needs to kind of make it through these tough times. One of my first clients that I helped to do this is pretty well known in Oakland. They're called People's Community Market. Mm-hmm. And the founder, Brahma Mahdi, is a very entrepreneurial person. He has an MBA, Master's in Business Administration. He's totally willing to go out there and, you know, advocate for his idea, which is to create a beautiful supermarket in a low-income neighborhood in Oakland. And so he tried for about a year to raise money from kind of what they, you know, impact investors, quote unquote. And so he went to all these pitch fests to talk about this idea, and everyone loved what he was talking about, and he won a lot of pitch competitions, but he didn't raise any money. And I think the reason was that a grocery store is generally, a grocery store that doesn't even exist yet, that's going to be in a neighborhood that has been unable to attract a grocery store for decades, you know, a lot of these investors, as much as they love the idea, they're like, we can't invest, you know. So he unfortunately spent a whole year trying to get money that way, wasn't successful, and meanwhile I had learned about this tool that allows you to go out and raise money from everybody, not just from professional investors. And so we worked on that together. He was able to launch that, and they raised $1.2 million on very, very favorable terms, where they don't have to pay their investors anything for 7 years. And when they do pay their investors, it's a 3% annual payment, so which is doable with a grocery store that doesn't have really high margins, you know. Since then, I've worked on many, many more. Not all of them go out to the public and, you know, do public advertising the way that one did, but the general principle is that if you go out to a broader pool of potential investors beyond the professional investors, the chances that you'll find people that are excited to invest are just so much greater.